because of that. That's your cheap kiss.
That's all you get. I just was watching Phil DeFranco. I was watching something that's talking about cancel culture. So then I went to go figure out what this is because hey, I'm an old man. What do I know?
I knew what it was.
Well, that's good for you.
I didn't have to hear one person talk about it like, oh, what this is? Let me Google it.
Because you're not a young man. You're a young girl. I'm an old man. Anyways, so I went into listening to it. I'm like listening to this girl talk about it, and she's saying basically it's all this whole thing with canceling a subscription. It's like boycotting an individual person. And I'm like...
And it's not only canceling, it's not more boycotting, it's more like bashing this other person. So others will unsubscribe or others will stop supporting a person or a brand. And it's really mean in a sense. It's like if you want to boycott something for whatever reason, I always believe in boycotting it silently. Like I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to share it on Facebook. I don't have to talk about it. I just stop watching someone, unsubscribing from someone, or I just don't buy a brand's product anymore, and I stop.
But I'm just like getting to this point where everything is like a hive mentality. You know, everything's like they're bees. You know, just working in a hive, and one communicates one thing, so all of them make a move. Are you guys really? Are people really serious? I mean, people don't think for themselves anymore. This is a new day, a new thing.
Yeah.
No, you know, we're supposed to be tolerant and we're supposed to be, you know, all this stuff. But someone says something that people don't like or does something someone doesn't like, and then all of a sudden now you have people that are just like, you know, down there as like Ray William Johnson used to do is like this, like the internet troll.
Yeah.
You know, as they're typing and doing all this type of stuff. And that's usually where it seems like it's the people that start this stuff.
If you don't like anyone or a brand or whatever, you don't have to talk about it. You don't have to get your beehives, bees or whatever together to form a culture of canceling someone. Just be quiet. Just if you don't like it, you don't have to support that person. I've unsubscribed to people on YouTube because I don't like the directions where they're going anymore. I don't like their attitude, or I don't like a brand's whatever they're doing out in the world. I don't like it, so I'm not going to support it. Okay, I'm not going to go on Facebook and bash them because everybody, like you said, use their mind, think for themselves. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, and that's the whole point you was making. Do not think for ourselves anymore.
Yeah, I don't think, and I think that's a cultural issue, you know, in this cancel culture. It's people just not, it's like their minds are numbed and they don't think for themselves. You know what? You don't have to like what someone says. All right? Someone could, you know, say, and I've dealt with it in life. People don't like me. They you know, or I don't like them. Whatever. Okay, so what? I'm going to go around, sit around and gossiping to other people. That's evil. You're gossiping and you're running your mouth. You know, especially this is for any Christians out there. That's evil. I mean, if you look at what the Bible says about gossip, you're on the wrong road. It's not a good thing.
And I think everyone, some period of point in time, they get caught up in it and they don't realize that they're doing it. Because I know for sure that I have myself got caught up in it. You're around people, you're around your friends or whoever, and they talk about someone, or you go with it, or you have something to say, or you have a story to share about your experience with this person, or whatever. Do you find that to be true for yourself?
What, about gossip? No, I don't really care. I'm not really into gossip. I'm an old man, for goodness sakes. I'm an old man with a
But
grays.
I kind of have to remind myself to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to listen. I'm not going to be quiet. And that's a good rule of thumb to do, especially if you're around someone that's doing that. And like, I think we're in a culture now that is so easy to get wrapped up in drama and want to know the drama and even I found this whole thing with James Charles, and I don't follow this guy, but because he was going through this whole big drama thing, I wanted to know what's the big deal, what's going on. So I got sucked into that. And there's so many gossip channels talking about it. Like, I'm not going to watch any of them. I'm done. He has his side. The lady has her side. Tati has her side. That's it.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy for all these fish suckers. You know, it's like a shark that's moving about. There's always these little suckers that stick onto these fish, to these sharks. As these people are the gospel channels and all this other stuff. That's really what it is. They're feeding, you know, making money off of people's real pain.
Yeah, ministers' real, and even though I was into listening to the drama of what's going on with these two influencers, they are very huge on YouTube. I felt bad for both of them because their lives. They share their lives online and they're going to do something publicly. Imagine millions of followers, millions of people have your eyes on you, and you're going to a controversy, or you're going to do something and you get so much hate by millions of people. It's not easy for your mental health. This kid even said that his mind went somewhere really dark. And you know, what he did or what he could be doing, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's not a pretty thing. It's not good, but at the same time, nobody deserves that attention, that bad attention on them, and for the whole world to hate them. That's just terrible.
Well, for one, like, it goes back to what I said about me. I personally don't care about whether people hate this or that, or they're haters. None of that stuff matters to me. I'm an old man. None of that stuff really matters to me at all. I was someone that, you know, in a gifted school in New York, was teased, was bullied because I had dreads, and you know, my dad was a Rasta and we were Rastas, and it wasn't very popular at that time. It was in New York, you know. So the thing is, did I focus on that? Did I cry? Did I go kill myself? Did I go suicide? Did any of that stuff? No. You know, it's pain, but it's like we've come to a point where people don't know how to deal with pain. You know, yeah. It's a perfectly healthy for a man to cry. Do it. Mm-hmm. You know, get some things off your chest. You know, it's okay to not be lashing out. I mean, you see it every day. People just lashing out because people talking and saying different things. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. For real?
It's better to take care of yourself and remove yourself from a situation that maybe you are being bullied over or talked about, or if people are hating on you. It's better just to go away and not feed into it. Don't make video after video about it, because that's just drawing more attention on you. So in a way, you're welcoming the drama, you're welcoming all these people hating on you. So it's better just to quietly go away and you come back like nothing ever happened when you feel ready.
Yeah.
And that's what maybe he should have done. But
well, for one, I mean, this woman, you know, from what I've seen of the thing, this woman, you're calling that attention to it because of something you don't like, and then, you know, you bring it. If you really shared a relationship with somebody for a long time,
yeah, you don't do that.
There's nothing about public. You just go ahead and you talk to them. But you know what? It makes for good TV. It makes for good YouTube. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they go ahead and now, you know, he lost some subscribers and now she gained some millions of subscribers. And it was only really the way it looks on the outside is, well, you know, whether she had a valid point or not, guess what it looks like? It looks like she was just a, you know, clawing little witch trying to climb up the ladder.
You know what?
to get success.
I followed her for years, and I really enjoyed her videos. It was makeup, no drama, makeup. It's fun, makeup, you know. But when she got into calling someone out that she said was her friend, I understand her points, and I understand why she was hurt and felt like he needs to be knocked down a couple notches, because I do believe he's a 19-year-old kid. He needs to be knocked down a couple notches because he was too high for his bridges. But I don't believe it was anybody's right to bash him like that publicly when you have already millions of subscribers to do that. And to bash someone that's your friend, that's like kind of like a backstabbing.
Well, I'm just, on a Christian perspective, because that's always how I look at this whole thing. No one's supposed to be bashing anyone and destroying each other.
No.
That's ridiculous. What's the point? What's the point? What do you gain? What do you gain?
Yeah, and to say that that was your intention, that may be so, but you have to know your influence.
Well, the thing is, like I said, there's always a money. It's this one line that I always hear: just follow the money. That's all it is. Just follow the money.
Yeah, I would hate to think it was all about money.
It is all about money.
I know, but giving her, I really hate to think that because I never thought of her that way.
Just follow the money. That's one famous catchphrase. Just follow the money. See how much money was made from this supposed controversy on both sides. Just follow the money. You got to be smart how these people think, and that's how they think. They think, okay, just follow the money. I'm sorry, just do these things and make these things. It's almost like a WWE when you watch it. They make these scripted shows, but it's to hype people up and get them excited and go. Somebody somewhere, some PR person somewhere, if this is not a real thing, went and built this so-called drama. They built it because this is how money works.
And another person, Jeffree Star, drew himself into the whole thing because if nobody's talking about him, then no, I need to be in it. That's how I feel like he is. Like, if nobody's talking about him, he's not in the drama. He needs to create drama.
This is what I'm talking about when you think. I grew up in a time when you actually had to use your brain. Sorry for such a serious sit down with the Gordons, but it's like sometimes you gotta, ask a question, and so that's where we are. But I'm Shagayan.
This is Patty, and if you can see his smelly, stinky shoes down here, I've been smelling the whole time. I'm like, where does that smell? It just smells like bad vinegar.
And this is Gordon House.
Yuck.
And this is Gordon House.
Yes.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and please tell him to put his shoes away next time in the comments. Like, put your shoes outdoor, outside. Can't take it. Oh my goodness, I'm glad we're done. I'm going to bed.
Alright, get out of here then.
Good night. What kind of kiss is that? That's your cheap kiss.
That's all you get. That's like the reverse in the shows where they usually come and they try to give a kiss and then go and give a kiss to the cheek and it's like, go ahead. And they try to kiss. Alright.
Alright.